Independent Americans podcast and founder and CEO of Independent Veterans of America, Paul Rieckhoff, and host of Puck's The Powers That Be podcast and Snapchat's Good Luck America, Peter Hamby. Good luck, America, indeed, Peter. Bring us into this focus group.
It's not just a clever name, as Wayne would say from Wayne's World. So John, who you mentioned, great pollster who focuses on the Gen Z vote, created this AI platform called CrowdVox. Put that aside. It's able to do focus groups at scale. And so I was talking to John, and I'm glad you pulled those quotes. I said, what do young men who voted for Donald Trump in 2024, remember, in exit polls, think about the war in Iran? Because I was flashing back to my campus travels during the campaign for my Snapchat show, talking to college students, and young men brought up over and over again, they were worried about foreign wars. They were worried about being drafted. Maybe that sounded silly, but Donald Trump won in part and built a coalition of young men, Hispanics, college-educated white men, independent voters on top of MAGA, based on ending foreign wars and refocusing those commitments over here. And so there's a trust issue with young men. And these quotes you pulled, those are, by the way, Katie, the exact quotes that I pulled. Utter disbelief from young men in these focus groups, again, conducted with an AI, John's AI voice, but done at scale. And he was able to isolate some of these quotes. Here's another one. This is from a guy named Austin, a 26-year-old white man in Pennsylvania, a swing state, who said, just leave the country be and let them choose whoever they want. He was asked about regime change. Quote, why we got to put our noses in it, bro? For real. How about we worry about our own economic BS? And again, Trump was elected and won this demo on the cost of living, making the economy more accessible, making rent and gas prices more affordable. And they feel betrayed. This comes up in polling over and over again. But the war is just one more example of that, Katie.
You know, it's true because they sound just like my 16-year-old. Paul, talk to me about, I mean, we started off with this generation grew up in the shadow of local. Saw Donald Trump come out and say he was always against it, even though he wasn't. He saw him campaign on never starting a foreign war and not being like these other dummies out there. So when they say they feel duped, I mean, they have a point, don't they?
Yeah, welcome to politics, bro. Like, welcome to America. Every generation at some point kind of feels like they've been duped by a ridiculous war. And this is their turn. I think it's important to note that today is the anniversary of the Iraq War. And we got the Iraq War a present for its birthday, a whole new war. And now we've got a generation of young people who understand maybe a bit more that it's not a video game, that it's real. They've been in their mom's basement playing Call of Duty and maybe not tracking on politics or maybe buying what Trump was pushing. And now he's actually saying draft. It may not be probable, but it's possible, right? I mean, at least it's out there. It's not something an American president would ever talk about.
They're not dismissing it.
Right. And I think that's hitting hard with people, while at the same time that same demographic can't afford gas, is having a hard time finding a job, can't afford a house, and they see $1 billion a day being spent in Iraq. So I think it's becoming more real for them. It's not yet personal because there's not a specter of a draft, because most of their friends haven't been killed or wounded yet. But they know people who serve. They know people in the National Guard. And I think as longer this goes on, it's going to become more and more personal. And a reminder, Trump's kid's not going. He's of age. You know, he's in that demographic. And instead of playing video games in Dad's White House, he could be signing up to go if the family was so committed to this effort.
Yeah, I wonder, when you hear folks like the ones you